All right, we also have new information today about the military's controversial drone program, as classified intelligence reports show U.S. officials may have ordered strikes in Pakistan without fully knowing their target's identity. NBC News chief foreign correspondent Richard Engel has the story.
Does the U.S. always know who drone strikes are actually killing? NBC News has examined classified documents detailing 114 drone strikes in Pakistan in 2010 and 11. Locations, death tolls, alleged terrorist affiliations. But they also reveal what U.S. officials don't know, like how many killed. Between 7 and 10 in one strike, 20 to 22 in another. U.S. officials do seem certain they almost never kill civilians. In those 114 strikes, only one acknowledged civilian casualty.
They want to maintain the myth that civilians are not harmed with drone strikes, which is simply implausible.
What's more, about a quarter of those killed are described generically as, quote, other militants. It suggests U.S. officials don't always know exactly how many or who they're killing, sometimes targeting suspects based on what's called a signature terrorist profile, where they live, who they meet, who they talk to. Several former senior officials have told NBC News that they had concerns about signature strikes. One told us the U.S. sometimes executes people based on circumstantial evidence. But many counterterrorism officials insist drones are far more precise than conventional attacks, and they work with a proven track record against al-Qaeda.
It's been a tremendous step forward in military technology. It's combined the capabilities of surveillance, strike, and long endurance all in one platform.
Drones are part of war now, but determining from afar who is a terrorist remains less precise than the weapons used to kill them.
Richard will be joining us later. And Joe, though, you have been raising concerns about this for some time now.
Well, actually, for years now, the idea that this is a sanitized version of war, that somehow this is a cleaner way to conduct operations. It may be cleaner for Americans that are able to control these drones from military bases halfway across the world. It's not cleaner, though, on the ground. And for people that think, again, and this is another great example of people that think that somehow we have moved away from the dirty wars of George W. Bush to the clean wars of Barack Obama, just have absolutely no idea what's happening on the ground. When you hear Richard talking about, quote, other militants. Other militants is a sanitized way of saying we killed people that we didn't know, that they were in the wrong place at the wrong time. And as I said yesterday and have been saying for some time now, they were in the wrong demo. They were males, 18 to 35 or 40, and they were in the vicinity of somebody else, a bad guy, and so they were killed. This is, I'm telling you, this is something, and you know, Mika, I said this going back to 2009. This is something that we're going to be wringing our hands about for years to come, when the truth of this program is put on the table. Again, we can do it, and it has been extraordinary. You talk to people in the intel community, they will tell you it has been extraordinarily effective in killing terrorists, in intimidating al-Qaeda, in breaking up the organization. My objections, my chief objections, first of all, are we're killing a lot more people than we did when we were going in and seizing terrorists and interrogating them. But my biggest objection is, again, which Nicole touched earlier today, that somehow that this is a clean, sanitized version of what George W. Bush was doing for 8 years. It's just not. And anybody that is telling themselves that it is lying to themselves.
Okay, we're gonna debate this later because we're running out of time in this block. But I don't see anybody saying this is clean and sanitary. I want to knock that down a little bit, because I think it's a very difficult decision. It's a different one. Every decision when it comes to torture, intelligence gathering, and war has a repercussion. But no one's saying it's clean.
Well, it does
Joe.
have a repercussion, but this policy was put in place because people were offended by what George W. Bush was doing, what the CIA was doing,
it was
the
a better
program.
option. Yeah.
Yeah, as a better option.
Right.
And so the idea is the Bush administration, under the Bush administration, three terrorists, known terrorists, were waterboarded.
Right.
Well, we
Right.
killed more innocent people in a single drone strike than were ever waterboarded by the United States government. So if killing more people in one drone strike that may have been innocent than were waterboarded, if that makes some people sleep better
Yeah.
at night, then I think they have I think their moral compass is a bit askew.
It's a strategic debate and a moral debate, and we'll have more of it. I know you want to talk, Nicole, coming up. Everyone stay with us. Coming up on Morning Joe, Arianna Huffington.